Ice-cold water, endless daylight. Engines rumbling beneath decks piled high with tanks, planes, and ammunition. Summer 1942. 35 merchant ships push into the Barents Sea. Convoy PQ-17 bound for Arkhangelsk. Their mission is simple to say and deadly to do. Carry Lend-Lease lifeblood to a besieged ally. And above it all is a single name that turns sailors' stomachs to ice. Tirpitz, the German battleship lurking in Norway's fjords. The Arctic convoys were the war's cruelest road. Iron-gray seas, fog, and a sky that never turns black. No shelter from U-boats or the Luftwaffe. Yet PQ-17 sails with escorts close and heavy cover farther out. Destroyers, corvettes, trawlers nearby. British and American cruisers screening to the west. Men on the bridges scan the pale horizon for the glint of wings or the darker line of guns. The enemy finds them early. Reconnaissance circles, radioing course and speed. Torpedo bombers sweep in low. Ships claw the air with flak as white fangs of water leap where torpedoes explode. A freighter burns, another lists and goes under. Escorts hammer sonar contacts, depth charges turning the sea to boiling foam. Every hour not sunk feels like stolen time. In London, the Admiralty reads decrypts. German heavy units are stirring. Operation Russelsprung. If Tirpitz breaks out, the cruisers could be annihilated and the convoy massacred. On July 4th, a signal crackles across the Arctic. Convoy is to scatter. It lands like a hammer blow. The close cruisers are ordered away. The merchantmen, stubborn workhorses, must break formation and run for Russia alone, each to its own luck through submarine-infested, bomber-haunted seas. Captains stare at the signal lamps in disbelief, then turn their helms. Columns unwind into a rash of solitary dots on a chart. For the Germans, it's a gift. A convoy is hard to kill. 100 miles of stragglers is easy. U-boats fan out and wait. The Luftwaffe, freed from the wall of overlapping AA fire, chops single ships to pieces. Torpedo tracks glimmer in the bright Arctic water. Bombs walk across decks stacked with gasoline and shells. Some ships go quietly. Others burn for hours, mass etched black against a sun that refuses to set. Survivors tumble into lifeboats skidding across oil-slick swells. The Arctic bite chews through wool coats and into bone within minutes. Men bail, row, sing to keep their minds from breaking. Rescue trawlers and Soviet craft brave the killing ground. Other freighters risk everything to pull men aboard. Many are never found. Some drift at the pack ice edge where the sea creaks and the air tastes like metal. Not all who scatter are doomed. A few hug the ice under camouflage nets. Others slip through fog and squalls by luck and seamanship. A battered handful limps into Arkhangelsk. Cranes creak, Soviet dockers rush. Every crate and tarpaulin means fuel, food, and fire at the front. But for most, the Arctic keeps its prize. When Tirpitz finally moves, she never finds her quarry. The sortie hesitates, then turns back. The fear that drove the order to scatter proves a phantom. Deadly, if real, ruinous as a rumor. By the time the truth is known, it's too late. Of the 35 merchant ships that set out, only 11 reach Russia. 24 are gone. Steel, cargo, and stories swallowed from the Greenland ice edge to the White Sea approaches. The shock in London is visceral. American officers are furious. Their cruisers had been ready to fight. British captains watching smoke on the horizon feel bitterness that never cools. In Downing Street, Winston Churchill, who championed the Arctic route as an artery of alliance, absorbs the loss with a private grief. He will admit later that the name PQ-17 haunted him. For a man who lived with disaster, this one felt needless. Blame hunts a home. Inquiries map signals and times, reconstructing the moment fear outweighed faith in steel and men. Admirals defend their judgment. Duty demanded preserving the cruisers and preventing slaughter under a battleship's guns. Survivors ask why they were left to face U-boats and bombers alone. In messes and pubs, in letters and memoirs, the refrain forms, "Never scatter a convoy again." And they don't. PQ-18 sails in September with tighter doctrine and stiffer resolve. It still bleeds, but it does not disintegrate. The Arctic route remains savage, yet the lesson of PQ-17 stands behind every plotted course and signal lamp. In war, bad information can be as lethal as a torpedo. Walk the deck of a museum destroyer today, feel the scuffed steel, stare at photographs in Arctic light, and you can almost hear the clatter of AA guns and the crackle of that order. PQ-17 isn't just a line in a casualty list. It's a warning bell, still ringing, that the distance between courage and catastrophe can be a single message sent into the cold. Churchill never forgot, nor did the men who rowed among drifting crates and charred timbers.